Hello, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome. Hello, Bent. Welcome. Hello, Sheeb. Welcome. Hello, Dilnavers. Welcome. Mahir. Welcome. Doing great. Thank you very much, Sheeb. How about you? Hello, ARK Hawan. Hello, Shaivia. Hello, Edgar. Welcome. Hello, Servinos. Walaikum salam. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to my live stream. Today we're going to have an interview conversation with another teacher, Dan, who is from South Africa. He would be joining us soon. Hello, Faduma, welcome. Andres, welcome. Asna, thank you very much. Dilmanas again, I'm doing great. Laila, welcome. Jason, welcome. Asna again, thank you very much. So once again, viewers, is Sunday time is 4:45 p.m. and I'm making this live stream from my home. As you may understand that this conversation is mostly the interview session with our fellow Hello teachers, and today our guest speaker is Teacher Danvir, who would be joining us in no time. And once again, guys, if you're watching for the first time, I'm very happy to see you. This is RahatAli, a part-time Hello teacher from England. I teach English grammar, spoken English, and IELTS strategies. And that is the answer of you as well. Hello, Ubex, welcome. Dilna Vos says, can you help me out? Hello, Indy, welcome. Hello, Faduma. See the pinned comment. It says interview with the Hello teacher, Danvir. This is our. Please welcome. Laila again, welcome. Thank you very much. And dear viewers, it's really my pleasure to see all the people from different parts. Okay. Hello, Gopinath, welcome. Hello, Rania, welcome. Thanks for joining. What? As if this kind of started this beginning of January, the primary target and focus of this kind of talk with fellow Hello teachers and try to know them, biography, experience, and lots of other related information. Yes, Leila, long time no see. Hello. Dilna, need to help me. Okay, you want to help yourself, that's fine. Improve your English language, that's great. Help it then. Andres says, what's your hobby? My hobbies are quite a few things. The first hobby is I play guitar in a local band. Reading is my another hobby, and when I've got time, I watch movies, all kinds of movies, all different languages. Okay, Andres, that is the answer. Hello, Rania again. Tagreed, welcome. Jason said, there are many fake accounts here. Yeah. Yes, guys, that is happening for the last few days. People, that spammer stole many teachers' photo and created the account by the teacher's name. And they're going to different live streams. Do you know how to check whether it's a student or teacher? Let me show you guys. If you find someone is making comment by the name of a teacher, click to the account, then it will redirect to the account and you'll find the student. A teacher must have a badge, number one, and a good number of followers. Okay, and you'll see a teacher must have saved videos. A student doesn't have saved videos, number one. A student doesn't have badge, number two. A student may have few followers, but teachers have more followers. These are the three ways you can understand whether it's a genuine account or not. However, our IT department is aware of this kind of fake accounts. They're trying to sort it out. All right. Hello, Hans. Welcome. Osama. Welcome. Sheep the learner. Someone using your profile pic. Yes. Don't worry. They are not going to do anything harm. This person doesn't know. This person is harming himself or herself, wasting their time, wasting their data, and always coming after us. What it means, this person doesn't have anything to do, possibly wasting their time, once again, money and all the things. And what is the person getting in return? Nothing. Zero. A big zero. Whoever it is, prince, princess, whatever, queen, it doesn't matter. Spammer is spammer. At the end of the day, we should kick them out from this app. Hello App should be comfortable and suitable for the learners who are respectful, who are really interested to learn. Hey, Teacher Danvir is here. Welcome. If you can send me a open request, Teacher Danvir, that would be great. It's not only me, honestly, Sheep. This spammer has copied many teachers' accounts, and they're going to different live streams. Hi, Mohammed. Welcome. I don't know why do they do that. I don't find a good reason. So, Teacher Danvir, please send me a open request, then I'll be able to bring you. If this, yeah, there is a way to check, Sheep. As I said to you, when somebody sends a request, you can see the teacher's logo beside the name. A teacher must have show the teacher's logo. Sheep the learner. Remember that. This is the one of the important ways to check it, guys. When a student sends a request, there is no badge. But when a teacher sends a request, beside the name, you'll find the teacher logo, a badge. Hi, Suleika, welcome. Rania, welcome. No, if you're from the laptop, then you'll not be able to join. I said to you, Teacher Danvir, you need to join from your mobile. From your mobile, you can join any other teachers. You don't have to be a course student. I explained it to you earlier, didn't I? You banned him 10 times? That's great. He created 100 accounts because he is a software tech. Welcome, Rani, again. Yes, Teacher Danvir, I sent you a message. Join from your mobile. Possibly you didn't read it. So you need to join. A Hello Teacher can join another Hello Teacher only through the mobile. Remember that, not from laptop or a tablet. Shohak says, I'm from Bangladesh. Welcome. Hello, Najim. Welcome. Thank you very much, guys, for joining. It's Sunday afternoon, and our local time is 4:53 p.m., which is the UK time, and we are going to get our respected guest and teacher, Danvir, who is going to join us shortly. Hey, hi there, Professor Haider, long time no see. How are you doing today? I'm happy to see you. I'm doing great. Thank you very much, Professor Haider. So, Professor Haider, our monthly subscription is coming back in 2 weeks' time. So, Yahoo, $10 again for a monthly subscription from the 14th of October. Asna again, welcome. Rani again, welcome. So, Teacher Danvir is here, guys. Let's give a big hand and welcome.
Hello, everybody.
Hi, Teacher Danvir. I'm happy to get you now.
Thanks for having me.
You're very welcome. So, dear viewers, let's give a big hand to Teacher Danvir.
Thank you. Thank you.
So, Teacher Danvir, before we start the conversation, I need to ask you one question. How much time have you got for us?
As much time as you need.
Oh, whole night? No.
I mean, if you want to go whole night, sure.
Yes, okay, that's great. So we are going to have good time, quality time. Yes, Jason, that guy is maybe super tech, but wasting the time for no reason. Welcome, Mohammed, again. And Mohammed, let me know if you would like to hop on and talk to teacher Danvir. He's my subscriber. Oh, Mohammed is not my subscriber. Okay, he wants to come and talk to you. Okay, that's great, teacher Danvir. This Hello, Mohammed. Welcome.
Hello, Teacher Rahat and Teacher Denver.
Hey, Mohammed, how
Hello,
are you?
everyone. I'm
That's
fine, thanks. Nice to meet you.
It's great to meet you too.
all right. So, Mohammed, we're going to start conversation. You can ask in the meantime, on and off, when you have chance to ask teacher Danvir. So, teacher Danvir, I'm very glad to see you once again in my live stream. You have been a Hello Teacher for quite a while, but we'll start from the very beginning. This interview is
Mhm.
kind of three parts. Part one is mostly your biography. You'll tell
Mhm.
us where you are born, your primary education, secondary school, college, university, etc., etc., up to your present job. So,
Sure.
welcome. Please start from there, like where you are born, and tell us a little bit more about your education. Play, okay?
Okay, so as some of you may know, I'm South African, born and raised here in South Africa. Um, went to school here as well, of course. Primary school, or I guess you would call it elementary school, depending on where you are. I went to a government school, pretty normal, kind of a silly kid, middle of the road. Um, kind of did my work, did what I had to, nothing terribly interesting. High school, I went to a private school, also a complete change of scenery for me, different community, and so on. Um, Again, pretty simple, though there I became kind of a, I guess you would kind of call me a rebel, though I wasn't really. I was just not the ordinary student, I'd say.
That's
After that, I did a year at university. I wanted to study psychology at the time. However, towards the end, I didn't do so well, decided to rethink what I wanted to do, and then went to a college for 3 years to study graphic design.
all right. So,
Um,
that
mhm.
university is also in South Africa.
Yes, yes.
Would you like to share us the name of the university, please?
We call it WITS, the University of Witwatersrand.
Okay, actually, I couldn't catch you. Which part of South Africa you are exactly from?
Right. I'm from a province called Gauteng, kind of in the middle of South Africa, in the city of Johannesburg.
Johannesburg. Okay, thank you
Yes,
very
yes.
much. All right. So, teacher Danme, do you remember when you went to primary school? Who was your first friend?
My first friend. Um, who? Ironically, I think my first friend was in the second grade, not the first grade.
Mm-hmm.
I chose to not have friends in the first grade for whatever reason, though I don't remember his name. Yeah, I don't remember his name at all.
All right. Okay. Then, do you remember any other friend from your childhood?
Oh, sure, sure. Quite a few. Arshad, Simone, Mayur. Yes, a lot of Indian names. In primary school, I was in an Indian community. I did grow up in a predominantly Indian community. Um, so yeah, I think those were my best friends throughout elementary school.
And do you have still contact with them?
No, no, I tend to not keep contact with my friends when I move from one place to another. Bad habits, I know, but I guess it's something I do.
All right. So, do you live in the same you said, or have you moved to private university?
So I the community when I went to high school. I think it was about 14 of them. Yeah, complete community, different life. For me, it was kind of like a restart. I didn't like the way things were going in elementary school. I was kind of the nobody kid, not intelligent enough to be known, not cool enough to be like somewhere in between. Um, so moving to community, I kind of it was a completely different thing for me, a restart, as it were.
All right. Do you remember what was your favorite subject when you were a child?
Hmm. No subjects in elementary school, that's for sure. I did not like school at all.
All right. So, what was the most worst or disliked subject in that case?
Math. Good at math, I just didn't like it.
All right.
I think if I had to choose a favorite, it would probably have been what we called natural science. Combination of like very, very basic almost biology and
So
that kind of thing.
we said general science rather than natural science.
Yeah, general science. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that would be it.
Understandable. All right. So, Teacher Danvir, do you remember when you were a child, what is your plan to be when you grow up?
So originally chef.
Chef.
Yes, I loved food.
Do you know how to
So
cook?
making my whole life around food. Yes, I do. I do, actually.
Oh, you know.
So yeah, for a while it was I did want to be a chef.
That's great. So, do you remember any childhood happy memory or sad memory still that makes you either sad or still that makes you happy?
Not a sad memory. Um, I'd say a happy memory from like earlier childhood would be anytime we went on holiday, on vacation, going to the coast, being on the beach. It was always fun.
Okay. All right. So the school you studied, was it a co-educational and boys and girls together?
Yes, yes,
Did
yes.
you like any
I've never
girl?
been to. Oh, of course, yes.
Do you remember?
Wait, who don't like?
Though it seems to be a weird question, Mohammed, I need to ask directly. So,
Mhm.
do you remember the name of the girl you like?
Back then, yes. Actually, I did mention her as one of my good friends. Her name was Simone. She was
Okay.
actually my girlfriend for about a year.
Oh, she has a girlfriend. Blimey. How did you become the girlfriend and boyfriend in early stage?
I don't know. I think it just happened, which was quite weird because she didn't hang out with any of the guys, any of the boys, didn't speak to them. It was one of those schools where boys were dumb, girls were really intelligent, right? So going up to like a girl and
Uh,
talking to her was like really weird.
I'm
I
sorry,
don't
Teacher
remember.
Danvir, and I'm
Yeah,
interrupting.
yeah, sure,
Uh,
sure.
you said boys were dumb and girls were smart, right?
Yes,
I do
yes.
I do disagree with you. Not always. Yeah, you should.
Well, no, I mean, of course, of course. I'm not saying that it was true, but it was the kind of social rhetoric of the school. Like, if you were the girl, then you're not doing anything wrong. You never did anything wrong, even when you did. You were always respected as like one of the intelligent students. Whereas the boys, you're probably naughty, you're probably not doing very well, so on and so forth. It was just kind of the social structure of the school.
All right,
Yeah.
Mohammed, do you have any question in this connection about the boy and girl?
Mm, I'm so big. Okay, I would say like in our education is not it's not co-education until like you reach to university. Then
Oh.
it's like a co-education for some reason, and even I didn't find yet my like how can I say my partner. Yeah, it's like that.
Bila, thanks for your donation. That's really so kind. Welcome, Amarat, Sapphire, Bila again. I can see Najim, Nijam, Hijab, Asna, Aru. Aru has a comment. It is quite strange that someone is good at maths but doesn't like maths. It is like a stereotyped character. Teacher Danvir, tell us exactly. Did you like it or not? The maths.
I didn't like it, but I did understand it. Yeah, like I don't know how else to explain it. Math was like something I could do, but didn't really enjoy doing.
All right. Okay, that's good. So you had a thought that you would be a chef, but when
Mm.
did you change your thought that you are going to study in business school? Or graphic design? I'm sorry, you
Graphic
said.
design. Yeah.
My apology. Graphic design.
So I went through a couple of different things. I wanted to be a chef for a while, and then I really got into artwork. Um, and then I wanted to be an artist. The whole thing was go to Japan, become an animator. Really cool, though. Looking at it now, yeah, probably wouldn't work out. So for a while, I wanted to be an artist, any kind of artist. Drawing was my thing. I wanted to do it.
All right, guys.
Um,
Once again, we're having conversation with Teacher Danvir, who is from South Africa. If you have any questions or comments, or if you'd like to know anything, please write in the commentary section. He will read it. I will read it too. And we have got another speaker, Mohammed, who is from Pakistan. He's one of my subscribers, and he's there as well. So, Mohammed, sometimes you should also talk and ask questions. Yeah. Remember that this interview is mostly to know about our teachers, their biography, their psychology, their motivation, and teaching styles, and lots of coming as we go through. Okay.
Yes,
Amara, my
very
face
fun.
is shining. It's the bald head. There's always a shine.
All right. That is the greatest proverb, Teacher Danbit, in our country, that in a football field you'll find there is no grass. Okay. They just make a
Okay.
such a metaphorical example. I didn't get it. What does it mean? The later I realized, oh, this is indicating something negative things. Anyway, let's move on, Teacher Danbit. So you then decided to be a graphic designer. You wanted to be an artist, going to be Japan. But why did you leave that thought that you don't want to be artist anymore? Was there anything happen?
Um, well, when I first thought about it, there was a quite a big push, especially from my father, to be like, do your science, do your maths, right?
Mhm.
And instead of doing my work, I would always be drawing, and then I would like get in trouble. All right, you're going to get punished because you're drawing and you're not studying maths, or whatever the case may be. Um, and I guess I was the type of person, and to a degree, I might still be that type of person, but I'm not one for conflict. So it happened once, it happened twice, it happened three times, and I'm like, okay, I don't like the situation, so what can I do to change it? So I kind of stopped art as a hobby for a bit. I mean, I still drew and stuff, but I wasn't that much into it. Um, it was kind of my plan until I reached about the age of 15. Um, and then something clicked. It was while watching a movie, I think,
Mhm.
and it was like it was a movie about orphans, right? Really strange. 15-year-old watching a drama about orphans, but something clicked, and I'm like, oh, I really want to help these people, right?
Okay.
And from there, I decided I want to be a psychologist,
Ah,
and that was my burning passion for a long time. In some senses, it still is. Um, so after high school, decided to go to university and wanted to do psychology, but I also did other subjects. It was a general BA. Um, and while I liked some of my subjects, I didn't like the others. At the end, I did okay, actually. But to me, it was like it was my first time failing, like not doing as well as I usually did. Because, like, school, even though I didn't like it, I did pretty well throughout.
mhm.
So first year of university, end of it, there were a couple of modules that I didn't pass, and I was like, "Oh, it's a failure. It's it. I'm done." I don't know why I thought that way. I was like, "Okay, I'm done. I have to rethink my life. Apparently, this is not for me." So I went to art,
All right. Teacher
or
Danmira,
back to art, I should say.
you went back to art. Okay. I forgot to ask you.
Mm.
I'm sure English is the first language in South Africa, right?
Well, we have 11 official languages. English is one of them, and yes, it is my native language.
It's a native. That's great. I think Asna has a question for you. Do you do drawing as a hobby? Still, do you do drawing?
As now, I have not drawn in a very long time. However, now I do more digital graphic design stuff. Logo designs, layout designs. Most
Mhm.
recently, I did overlay designs for a Twitch streamer. Yeah.
Oh,
Teacher Danvir, I think it's Africa is only country in how can I say, is a continent in Africa. It's have a spoken like English. Maybe Zimbabwe too.
So yeah, many countries in Africa speak English.
Right.
It is pretty much a universal language. Though each country will have its own set of languages based on the tribes that had lived there and so on.
Mhm.
For here in South Africa, there were about 10 of them, 9 or 10 of them.
Miss,
Uh,
hang on a second. I have noted your question. We are going to ask this question after a little while. We're trying to know Teacher Danvir's biography at the moment. Then we'll come to question and answer about the teaching, grammar, etc., etc. So, yeah, go on, Mohammed.
yes, yes. Just he teacher mentioned that. I know there is like a little study. My subject is related to political science and history related. So yeah, I study some of geography, and there is in Africa. I know there's many tribes, and every tribe they have like their own languages, and there
Yes.
are many languages. Yeah, I noticed it. But for Central, like Africa, and how can I say, is that condition? So I curious. I just know that it's Africa is the only country there is the spoken language is English, or maybe Zimbabwe too. Zimbabwe, I guess so.
Uh,
Okay, so South Africa.
Te- Teacher
Yep.
Danvir, one moment. I think,
Mhm.
Mohammed, I think Teacher Danvir has explained Africa is a continent, not a country, okay? And under this continent, there are many countries.
I know. The
All
teacher,
right.
I mean, yeah, yeah, yes. I
Okay.
just consider when I say Africa, South Africa, so I mean Africa.
Okay, no, they're
Yeah,
completely
South.
different, of course, right? South Africa is just the bottom country.
I
Um,
know, I know, I know. Geographically, it's like it's yeah, it is in the bottom.
yes. I
Yeah,
can't
South
speak
Africa.
for the other countries in Africa. I haven't been there. Um, I do know that they do speak English in some places. From, of course, my father had traveled for work, met many friends there. I met a few people from like Kenya and so on. They all spoke English. So yeah, they definitely do. I don't know how many countries actually have English as an official language. I know it's obviously not a home language.
Okay.
All right. I can have a Google search in the meantime when you're having conversation. How many countries of Africa has, the first language? I know Nigeria. Their first language is English. Okay. Welcome, Uzair, Elida, Maha, and Esna in the meantime. Thank you very much. So let's move on. So you finished your graphic designing. How long ago did you finish it?
2015.
And after that, did you go back to job?
So I spent some time looking for jobs. It was not easy. Um, while in college, I was already working. I worked as a part-time salesman at the nearby mall. Um, so then afterwards, yeah, looking for a job for a while, and then I got the opportunity to be a bartender, which was really cool, actually. I worked at events, expos, music events, sports matches, and so on. And
Okay.
then um, actually, a relative of mine went to China to study medicine. And he is the one who told me, like, why not become a teacher? You speak really well. You're always giving advice.
Mm-hmm.
Become an English teacher. Come to China with me. You'll do great. It's fantastic. They need English teachers. So I decided to get my qualification. And a few months later, I got my first teaching job, but it was locally.
Okay, that's great. So when was it? How long ago it was?
That was 2017, I believe,
And
towards
how
the end of
how
2017.
how was your experience as being a teacher? Was it for which level of students did you teach?
So I taught adults of all levels. It was quite nerve-wracking at first, I got to be honest. The company I worked for was very hands-off. So the boss wouldn't even come into work. If you needed her, you just message her. So first day at work, you go in, you have your timetable of students, you meet them, speak to the head teacher if you need anything, if you need advice on the students or whatever. Here's the textbooks, go teach. So I had to learn by doing, which was fantastic. I was able to build my own style like right off the bat. It was amazing. And that's when I found that I actually like teaching. It's fun. I can do it. And yeah.
That's great.
Uh, I have teacher. I think it's to teach in China. I think it's necessary that you know the Chinese language.
No, it
It's right.
isn't. It isn't.
Oh, I just say it's compulsory. Like I hear from teacher Ahmed, so I say why should that go to China? So she say there is a compulsory that you will learn English. I say, "Right." So that's why I
It's
why to go to China or maybe yeah, it's very near to me. Like China is or China and Pakistan they have touched the border,
hmm.
and we have a good relation with them, but they, because of that reason, you know. So they will just say you will learn Chinese language.
Sure. I mean, it
I'm
is
struggling.
beneficial, of course, um,
Mhm.
but it's not compulsory.
Okay,
Oh.
I think Mohammed, if you walk from your home tomorrow morning, after half an hour, he will discover that he has entered to China. That's that much of near to his home. Stones throw, honestly, Teacher Danvir.
I mean, that's fantastic.
That's
Half an
great.
hour to cross the border.
Half an hour to cross the border, then you're in China. Yeah, ni hao ma, ni hao ma. Yeah, be careful, about the COVID.
No. They're doing great with core, teacher. Yeah.
Okay, Nishat has a question. Teacher Danvir, is it important that you need to do that job? Is relevant? Actually, if you just read it, I didn't get his question. Education is necessary or not, possibly, to get a relevant job. That
It's important you need to do a job which is relevant to your educational background. I guess that would depend on what you mean by educational background. We're taught quite generally, so anything is possible in terms of jobs. Um, of course, you need a qualification to go into certain things. However, I think if you're good at something and you can prove you're good at it, you can have a go. For example, graphic design, you do not need a graphic design qualification if you have a portfolio that is good enough. Right? So if you can show that you're really good at the artwork and you understand the concepts, you don't need that qualification to get into graphic design.
all right. But Teacher Danbir and Mohammed and all the viewers, you'll be surprised to know that today one of the viewers said to me, "Teacher, you look like a Chinese. Are you from China?" I'm not making fun.
Wow.
That is in my previous live stream when I was going for shopping. Someone just made this comment. I said to them, "No, I'm not from China." Hey, Ida, welcome.
Zeno, yes, English is my native language.
All right. No, English is not my native either. Teacher Danbir. I was born in Bangladesh, so Bengali is my
Oh,
first
wow.
language. All right. I've just Google searched Mohammed for you and all the people in Africa, Teacher Danbir as well. There are 25 countries where English is their official language or first language, and Zimbabwe is the first of
Hmm.
them. If you need the whole list, I can read it quickly. Shall I go through, Teacher Danbir and everyone?
I guess you can if you want.
Yes.
Yeah,
Sure.
Zimbabwe. Then, hang on a second. Swaziland. Second one, Zambia, Tanzania, Uganda, then the Gambia, Sudan, South Sudan, South Africa. Remember, Mohammed, South Africa has quite a few parts like Johannesburg, Cape Town, and the teacher where
Hmm.
Danbir is from. Sierra Leone,
Mhm.
then Seychelles, Rwanda, Nigeria, Liberia, Lesotho, Namibia, Mauritius. Mauritius is an amazing place. Many James Bond movie, was screened there. Teacher Danbid, yesterday I went to see the new James Bond movie. Amazing.
Oh, yeah?
It is, yeah, No
Hmm.
Time to Die. It is really very good movie. Okay, let's move on. Malawi, number 18 country. 19 is Kenya. Then Botswana, Burundi, Ghana, Ethiopia. Wow, I didn't know that even. Cameroon, Eritrea. See, I learned one thing from your question, Mohammed. Thank you very much. So there are 25 countries officially whose first language is English in Africa. Okay, so
Mhm.
welcome everyone. Elida, Suleka, Aida, Jatin, and all the lovely people. Rupu as well, thank you. Alida again, Asna, Salim. I'm trying to read quickly. Okay.
Teacher, I noticed something there. The person Jason that who talked to you, actually he's friends.
Is he?
Jason,
All
the
right.
person, yeah, in the comments, yeah, I noticed that. Yeah.
All right. Okay. So welcome, guys. I'm very happy to see different kinds of people. That is the amazing. Hello is a real example of globalization. We have got around 1.3 million members from more than 165 countries, and that is really amazing part. And you know what, Teacher Danvir and everyone, most of our users are from uh, African countries, Arab speaking countries. Second is,
Mm.
I think possibly is it India, maybe. I can't remember the exact data. And third, fourth is mixed. So at the moment, our Hello team is South Korea because they are going to get a new contract with this many schools. And as you might be aware, the new rules are coming back, the new modeling, $10 again from the 14th of October. It should be officially implemented for a 1 month subscription. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So once again, guys, you are watching this live stream from the United Kingdom, and we are talking with the South African teacher, Teacher Danvir. Thank you very much, Teacher Danvir, for the time. Let's go through. Okay, Teacher Danvir, so when did you decide to join Hello? How did you know about Hello?
So beginning of this year, I was looking for a job, and Hello was just one of the teaching jobs that I applied to. Got a notice back from them, and decided, okay, cool. Let's look deeper into what Hello is, while obviously going through like giving
Mm,
in my recorded video and so on. And I instantly fell in love with the model, the kind of social media style
mhm.
of Hello. I thought it was very different, which I love. I love things that are not ordinary. So I thought this is cool. I really want to join this. This is different. It's new. Let's do it. And yeah, here I am.
That's great. So, do you remember when you made the first live stream here? And who was your first student?
Um, First live stream was around the 20th of April, I think. I may be wrong about that, but somewhere around there. I know when I just got accepted, I was actually not at home. I was not here. I couldn't record um, for that weekend. So I think I started on the Monday. I'm trying to think of, I know her name starts with an M, but I haven't seen her online recently. Um, Monali. Monali was my first student.
All right. That's great. So, and how was your experience as a Hello Teacher on the first day?
I was so nervous. I'm not comfortable, or I wasn't comfortable in front of a camera. Like even when you ask me for a picture, I don't have pictures of myself. I don't like taking pictures. So I was extremely nervous being in front of a camera, having so many students. I had experience with one-on-one lessons. So suddenly having 15 people looking to me to teach and asking me random questions that I may not have been prepared for was very nerve-wracking. But I think by the end of it, I really got more comfortable. Um, I could answer the questions fine. I got more comfortable with like looking at a camera lens as opposed to looking at an actual person. And yeah, it just got easier from there.
All right. Okay, welcome Ida again, Frank, Ripu, Alida, Esna, Saima, and all the lovely people. Thank you very much. We're having conversation with our Hello Teacher Danvir. And if you have any questions and comments, please do ask. We'll be happy to read it, and teacher is going to answer it for you. So, Teacher Danvir, now before go to the hello, I've got some personal questions. It's totally personal. You can answer it, or you can skip it, or you can answer it in a funny way. Three options.
Okay,
Simply, you
sure.
can say skip.
Right.
you said that you know how to cook, right?
Yes.
What's your favorite food?
But did I cook myself?
No,
I
that
don't
you
know.
cook yourself, cooked by your family members, or you buy
Ah,
it
okay.
from the
Okay.
shop, whatever it is.
Um, it would have to be lasagna.
Lasagna,
I
wow.
love lasagna.
Can you spend your rest of the life by eating lasagna?
Probably, yeah. Without a doubt.
Do you have deal with teacher?
Say again.
I like lasagna too, but it will be boring for me if I eat three
I
days
mean,
one food.
sure, sure. I only have it about once a year, so you can imagine I really like lasagna.
All right. And what's your favorite color, teacher Danvir?
My favorite color, that would have to be black.
All right. And your favorite dress, official, unofficial, both?
Definitely casual, leaning more to the goth style.
Gothic style.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really related to art. That goes back to the 14th, 15th century.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
would you like to explain to our people what is a Gothic style? You know that before that, hang on a second. People who have
Mhm.
seen the London Bridge through my live stream, London Bridge structure is a Gothic style. It is written there when I read the history. It was Gothic style and it was built in 17th century. It took 8 years to build this whole bridge. Okay, it was one of the examples of Gothic style. So please, teacher Dunbar, please tell us what is a Gothic style. And there are some questions. I'm going to read it for you as well, or maybe you can read it.
All right. So yeah, I don't know the exact history of Gothic style, to be honest. When I got into it, I was kind of a teenager. It was kind of the cool thing. So it's basically, if I were to put it in a phrase, beauty in dark things. All right. So it's a lot of darkness, a lot of black, a lot of the idea of isolation, death, demons, so on and so forth, but finding beauty in the darkness in terms of the fashion style at any rate. I know um, Gothic art is a little bit different, but it keeps to this dark, almost depressing kind of manner, but finding beauty in that thing. And I thought it was always just really attracted me. Um, and of course, my teenage years hanging around with a whole lot of like heavy metal guys, rock, long hair, oversized black hoodie. That was kind of my thing. Leather cuffs with spikes. I actually still have them.
Like
Yeah.
hippies in the UK
Well,
called hippies, yeah.
not hippies. Hippies were generally quite bright. I was part of the darker, brooding group of people.
All right. There is a question from Wasif. How have you become so cool, teacher Danvir?
How have I become so cool? I'm not cool.
You're not cool.
I don't see myself as cool.
You're not cool like a cucumber.
I think people see it's cool because I'm kind of confident in front of the camera and stuff like that, but I don't consider myself cool.
Yeah,
And I guess in a way that's the trick to becoming cool, at least in other
yeah.
people's eyes.
I'm
You're not
cool,
trying, you're just
guys.
being you.
Just listen to me. I'm cool.
um so yeah,
I
yeah,
think
I think that's it.
it will be like the teaching method or style that you just have to teach with the fun way. Maybe it's because of that. Yeah.
Maybe.
In the
So you bring up my teaching style. I think I developed my teaching style because I didn't like teachers. Like throughout school, I didn't like teachers. And after actually becoming a teacher and really understanding what it takes to be a teacher, I look back at school teachers, especially my primary school teachers, my high school teachers, and I kind of still don't like them. I don't like the things they did. I don't like how strict they were. I don't like how um, they made you kind of toe the line rather than really bring out you and your own personality.
Mhm.
So that really made me want to be something different. Right? I don't want to be the boring English teacher. I don't want to put
yes.
myself to sleep. Right? I want to have
Yeah,
fun when
teacher,
I'm
I
working.
agree with you. Like even I either don't like the traditional teacher that they who are strict and something like that to force the
Yes.
student to do something and make them like punishment. Here, in our country, before when I was in the like school, so the the teacher, really punish, and they have stick and something like that, and they really punished the children on. So the people, the children, they just had to study and had to school. Like that situation we see, and now it's getting good, but not like that much.
Okay. And there is a sweet compliments from Rupu. He said, teacher, you are amazingly imperturbable. I don't know how to pronounce it. Can you please help me, teacher Danvir?
I don't know what that word is myself.
So
where is this? Imperturbable.
imperturbable, or actually it's a new word for me, Rupu. Thanks for the word. I'll have to have a look around later. Okay, Mustafa, welcome. Esna, welcome. Thank you very much once again. So, teacher Tanvir, how many languages can you speak?
Okay, so I'm only fluent in English, believe it or not. However, I do understand a bit of Afrikaans. For those of you who don't know, it's another one of our native languages. However, it's a combination of Dutch and German. Okay,
Can you please tell us in one sentence, and then you can translate for us in English?
Ooh.
Like, how are you, for example? Ni hao ma. Kaise hai? Kamon acho?
Okay, so
Kaifa halik? We get his deed. Buju, for
wow,
example.
okay, you're flexing on me, I see. We would say, hoe gaan het? How are you? How goes it?
Bukhanop?
Hoe gaan het?
Who can that? Okay.
Yeah. So if
Thank
I were
you.
to directly translate it, it would be something like, how goes it?
Who can that? Great. Thank you very much. I learned it from you, teacher Danvir. Remember that. All right. That's great. And do you have pets like dog or cat? Do you like?
Yes. Oh, well, I don't necessarily like pets, but I like my pets.
How many pets have you got?
I've got 2 cats and a dog at the moment.
What are their names?
Luna and Lyra are the cats, and Saint Cloud is the dog.
I thought Tom and Jerry you're going to say.
If only. We got them at very different times. So
okay, that's great. So teacher Danvir has dogs. Remember that. He's a dog lover and cat lover too. Does the dog and cat fight like the movie we see? They don't fight, honestly.
Not at all.
Yeah.
Not at all.
Nishad has a question, teacher. What kinds of student you get most of the time? Like medium, beginner, advanced, something like that. His question.
Okay. I think it's more around the intermediate. That's my fault. I generally teach around the intermediate. It's what I have the most experience in. So I'd say between elementary and upper intermediate would be where most of my students range.
That's great. And how many countries have you visited up to now?
None. 0.
Haven't you got out of your country, South Africa,
No,
to any other?
Never.
What are your neighboring countries? Could you please tell us?
There's Mozambique, there's Zimbabwe.
You have never been to any of your neighboring country either.
Never.
Teacher Danvir, you really disappointed me. I wish to ask you. I wish to ask you more question about those countries. Now you said no. Come on, I didn't expect it from you.
I mean, yeah.
Teacher, I guess maybe the reason, like, if you consider the Europe, there is like not that much restriction, but for other country they do have, especially if you look to the our country. So we are restricted to go, like, especially India and or number countries. So yeah, it's the situation is not everywhere like it's the same like the Europe. I guess so. Maybe the reason.
Let me ask teacher Danvir, do you need to get visa to visit your neighboring countries?
No. It's more of a money thing, I think. Money and time.
All right. So you see the regulations are different, Mohammed, in different countries, different continent, depending on the how the international or the foreign policy exists, right? That's really good. Okay. And Sibana, welcome. Hani, welcome. Asna, welcome. Asna says she has got some cats too. Oh, that's cool. Lots of people are cats lover and dogs lover. That's great. All right. So Teacher Danvir. This is most of the biographical question are finished. Now we're going to ask you questions related to English learning. English
Okay.
teacher, hello teacher. Uh, becoming a hello teacher is really very amazing for us and for all of our new students who know you from you joined on March, right? You said, or April? April. Okay. What are your strengths as a hello teacher?
That's a good question. I think one of my strengths would be that I try to answer every question regardless of which topic it's on. So I know many people have said it's good to have a couple of specialties when teaching. I'm definitely more of an all-rounded teacher. So I can bounce from pronunciation to grammar to vocabulary. And I think that's actually one of my strengths. So at any point, if any student needs help with something, I'm ready to assist.
That's great. Asna says, Mohammed, you're not going to make me say that the names of 21 cats. Oh, you have got 21 cats. Blimey,
Wow.
that's too many.
Your
Alright.
mom. Oh my god. I think she like trade or maybe export import the kids maybe. I hear there is one of special kids in the how can I say the Kurdish like Turkish region, especially with the Kurdish area. The kid has like one eyes is green and one is blue. Did you hear that about that kid? The cat color is like white, and the one eyes of the cat is blue, and the other eyes is just like a green. Yeah, you can search about that.
This is a common
Really,
occurrence amongst many animals and human beings, actually, by the way, having different color eyes. I personally love it. I love the way it looks on people or on animals. I think it's different and it's amazing.
That's great. By the teacher Danvir, Mohammed, and all the viewers, this live stream has been shared through my Facebook live broadcast as well as my YouTube channel. So there are some people watching from there. Sometimes I'm going there to say hello and I'm messaging them. So there are some people, and you might be aware, Hello has a Facebook group. It's called Hello.
Yes.
Similar,
Yes.
Let's Speak English. And some people are watching from there saying hello to you, teacher Danvir. Yeah? One of them is teacher Habib, who is a moderator of the group. He said hello, and
Hello, everybody.
some other people. Welcome the people who have joined from the Facebook as well as from the YouTube channel. We are having conversation with the teacher Danvir, who is an amazing teacher, and we're going to ask a lot of questions to make him uncomfortable. Muhammad? Yeah?
My Raja Bhaiya. No, you're not my Bhaiya, but yes. Looks like an Indian name. It is an Indian name. I am Indian.
Are you?
Yes.
You never told us. You said you're South African. What are you talking
I
about now?
I am South African, born and raised here. My parents were born and raised here. My grandparents were born and raised here. I am South African. However, ancestors are from India.
Which part?
Racially, I'm Indian. I don't know.
You should visit India. You must. Otherwise, we'll make you penalty. $1,000. Teacher Danvir.
yeah.
It's on my bucket
Very
list.
Yes,
yeah.
Mohammed.
Mostly I see like I found in the like especially with the I aware about the how can I say Nelson Mandela. So they were in that situation. There were some Indian there. So how they reached there? I mean, like especially I know they reached to some of other country. Yeah, but how they reached there? Like
They were
many
indentured servants. They came as indentured servants to work in the mines, railway lines, as well as sugarcane farming.
All right.
I know.
Okay.
Because because like Nelson Mandela, he just fight not for like the people of his community. He's also fight for the Indian as well, I guess. So like
he fought for humanity, Mohammed.
Yes.
Nelson Mandela is a universal leader. He's one of the amazing leaders the world should always remember.
Yeah,
And
he's amazing.
his some of the dialogues are amazing. One of the dialogues is I always follow. It seems impossible unless you start it. Okay, unless you are successful. When you're successful, then you think, oh, I am successful, but it was hard work. You see, unless you start it, you never know whether it is an easy job or difficult job or impossible job or possible job.
Sure.
Yes,
Yeah. I
Muhammad, go
agree.
on.
Yeah. So yeah, I know that was the reason. So yeah, that is the reason. Just but I want to just confirm from you. Yeah, I hear
Sure.
about that.
Okay, that's great. Teacher Tanvir, these are the personal questions. Do you know how to
Mm.
sing? Singing?
No.
No?
No. I'm terrible at singing. I love music. Can't sing.
No, no. You said you're terrible at singing. That means you know how to sing.
Well, I mean, everybody knows how to sing. It would
No,
just
no, no.
some
Not
people are good at
everybody.
it, some people are not.
Everybody doesn't know that. No, that's really.
Okay, well then I'm definitely in the group that don't know, who maybe not even
Uh,
think. I don't even think I know.
all right. Do you play any kind of musical instrument like keyboard,
Yes,
flute, or tell us?
drums.
Ah, I play drums as well.
Nice, very nice.
I play bass guitar and drums. So bass and drums
Oh
goes
wow.
together.
Yes, yes, yes. Very, very nice.
All right. Okay. So welcome, Mona, Mohammed again. Thank you very much. So, do you like music?
Love music.
What kind of music is your favorite?
I would definitely say rock. More alternate to harder rock, heavy metal,
Oh,
but I
tell us
I
some of
do
the
listen
names
to
of the bands.
Disturbed, one of my favorites since I was about
Disturb.
15.
Wow.
I
Now?
love Disturbed. Right now, I listen to lots of very soft music. Sun Sleep is one of my favorites
Mm,
at the
no,
moment.
no Metallica, Iron Maiden, no Scorpions, something like
So
that.
it took me a long time to get into the more classic rock. I love listening to Guns N' Roses,
Guns N' Roses. November
Metallica.
Rain. November is just round the corner. November Rain.
Yes, of course, of course. Yeah, but I don't listen to it a lot. Like, I guess my musical taste varies like extremely at the moment. The only thing I say I really don't listen to would be rap and hip hop
Like tiki tiki
and
tiki,
house.
like
Yeah,
on
yeah.
a special
That's
place in a dream like that. Let's move on,
that's
dance
not my
and
thing
dance,
at
dance,
all.
dance. Special day.
And how about dancing, Mr. Denver? How about dancing? Do you not dance? You maybe.
When I was younger, I used to dance a lot,
Oh, really?
but I don't anymore.
Even I hide from the people. And even
Mm,
in my brother wedding, I didn't like dance. I really feel shy, and
yeah.
I just hide and I say, oh no,
That's
no,
not
no,
true,
never.
Mohammed. I know that Mohammed only dances with girls.
Oh
Oh,
no.
okay.
Mohammed, so don't try to hide the fact. We know from your brother you danced with his wife's younger sister. We know this information. Tell us
Uh,
now.
Oh,
no, for my younger brother, it's true, but for me, it's really opposite. Really, really. Yeah, I'm the
Okay.
shy person.
Welcome again, Nishad, Haisiam, Riaz, Varda, Yifa, Amit. And they're enjoying our conversation because we're having a funny conversation to get to know about Mohammed as well as Teacher Danvir. So, guys, Teacher Danvir, someone has asked, he's from South Africa once again. He's one of the English teachers of this app. He joined in April, right?
yes.
April. And Teacher Danvir, have you scheduled your lessons or private classes for students?
I have for a while. I don't have schedules up at the moment. I've been trying to get course students, which hasn't been working so well. I got to be honest. So I'm quite happy that the subscription model is coming back. I was actually just getting up and running with the subscription model when it ended. I had about 7 subscribers, which was amazing. Loved it. And then it ended. So I'm really happy that it's coming back. Of course, if anybody would like to take lessons with me, just tell me when and what you want to learn, and we can do it.
Yeah, please let them know how they can contact you about the lessons.
Well, you could find me in one of these student live streams. I love popping into student live streams, though I know some students get scared and run away. Please don't. Alternatively, send me a message or come to one of my live streams. I live stream Tuesdays and Thursdays. No, it's now Wednesdays and Fridays. So come to one of my live streams. You can pretty much sample how I teach. If you like it, send me a message in the live stream. At the end of my streams, I always give you time to ask whatever question you want. So send me a message. Tell me you want to learn with me. I will message you privately so that you don't need to pay to message me back,
Mhm.
and we can work on what you want to learn.
Okay, Teacher Danvir and also other people, there is a special button. If someone wants to book a private lesson, you can visit the teacher's account, request a private lesson. Have you noticed it,
Of
Teacher
course,
Danvir?
yes,
So they
yes,
can
yes.
click there and choose the suitable date and time. Then teacher will get the notification and reconfirm you. So this is the another
Yes,
way. And as Teacher Danvir says, he very often visits other students' live streams and talk to him or message him while he's making his own live stream or in those live stream. So these are the
yes.
ways. And also we have got Instamatch only available from the mobile. And if teacher Danbir is there, you just touch on his account and you can straight away connect to him to talk to him.
Of course,
Okay,
yes.
guys. Once again, Hello has made new announcement. As you might be aware, our CEO June has made several things. Two things mainly. The $10 monthly subscription is coming from the 14th of October, and the group lessons concept is coming from the 28th of October. The Aspire course of $20 is going to be removed after the 28th. It should be only the five people's $10 that concept, and there should be only one course which is Dreamer, $80. It's a bit expensive though, I should say, because if sometimes people can't afford $20,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
And those are the impacts, you know. And also I think the monthly subscription would be an amazing idea to join any teacher, and just wait for it, update your app and join your favorite teacher. If you would like to join Teacher Danbir, just knock and join him. Okay. So Hani says, do you guys know when the Hello App officially? Yes, it was 2018 December. That time it was only chatting. Okay, it took quite a while to come to the live broadcast, and in 2020, I think, I'm sorry, 2019. Then in 2020 February they started video chatting, and March April it was still developing. Still we are calling it development phase. And without the generic marketing, that is the amazing part, Teacher Danvir. I was here from the last March. Hello has got 1.3 million members, you know.
Oh,
And
that's
I was one of
fantastic.
the lucky students who joined as a student, and later I was promoted as a teacher. It was really a hard work and successful for me, and I'm
Mm.
thankful to some teachers who helped me a lot, and also CEO June, who chose me to be a teacher. That first name comes to my mind is always Teacher Ryan, then Teacher Sophia, who is a poet, Teacher Marakan, the amazing teacher Julie, Teacher Artha, he's not here anymore, Teacher Robert, and many other teachers who helped me a lot about recommending that Rahat should be a teacher now. And you know, Teacher Danbir, when I was promoted as a teacher, and after that, many students were promoted as a teacher. And I should mention the names. Teacher Ahmed is one of them. Khadija is one of them. And Nazrul is one of them. I'm trying to remember who else is here. And many other teachers were promoted from the students level, but I don't see them nowadays. Possibly they are not here anymore.
That's quite possible.
That Teacher Ahmed is most
Yeah, Teacher
known.
Ahmed is here. He lives in Europe. I think at the moment he lives in Poland. Anyway, so let's move on, Teacher Tanbir. And you said your strengths. So what are your weaknesses as a Hello teacher?
I think my weakness would be as a native speaker, uh, we tend to learn things almost in terms of feeling, right? So almost subconsciously, we learn what words mean and like what words are synonym on. And so when we hear things, we understand it almost as a feeling. So when a student asks, "Hey, what does this word mean?" It's always like, "Yes, I know it. I really want to answer, but I don't have the words." So I guess that kind of catching you off guard, especially the larger words. The thing with South Africa, and it's not always true, but it's true a lot of the times, because there are 12 or 11 official languages, sorry. When we speak English, it's not at the highest end. Of course, in business situations, it can be, but generally, we tend to speak quite simply, right? So especially with students who are trying to get like these really big words and they come in with these sentences full of big words. It's like, give me a second. I do know what you mean, but you're just throwing a whole lot of really big words. Not that I don't understand, but it's unfamiliar in terms of what we are used to, I would say, or what I am used to.
And honestly
So I'd say that
speaking,
would be, yeah.
sorry, go on, teacher Danvir.
That would be kind of a weakness, not really a weakness. I can really pull it off, but those would be the more difficult aspects.
I'd like to add one thing with teacher Danvir's explanation. You're 100% correct. Amazingly, when you are any native, person, it is never possible to know all the vocabulary.
Yes.
Never ever. Even the person who has asked you, he might not know all the words from his own language or her language. We mostly know the words or those expressions that we use in a daily life conversation in written English. And that should be our primary focus to develop ourselves. Now, how many words are there in English dictionary, teacher Tanvir? Say 1 million, for example. So 1.5 millions.
Okay.
And English, even an American white or British white or Australian or South African white, they don't know all the words.
Of course.
Even I asked sometimes, to test my colleagues who are purely white British. They said, "Who bothers? We don't bother this word." They straight away say like the way you said, yeah.
Yeah.
Pull it over
Yeah,
and
that's
move
true.
on. Oh,
Yeah, I think it's impossible to know every word in English because English is always developing.
that's right. And
There are always new words being added, so it's impossible to know every word.
and also every year around 2 to 3,000 words were removed from the Oxford and Cambridge, and more words are added. And
Yes.
eventually, Mohammed and many people will be surprised to know many Indian words have been added recently. One of them is Appa. I'm writing A-A-P-A, sister,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
means. Then Acha, okay. Yeah? You have watched in
I
the.
didn't know they were added.
They have been added, teacher Danvir. Acha means all right. In one of the movies, then PK, you say, depending on the same expression. Acha, Acha, okay. All right. Oh, all right. You see?
Yeah.
So anyway, language is moving.
Teacher, I want something.
Sure,
Like
Mohammed.
for example, especially in the England, so I know there is a lot of different communities there, and when there is mixture of communities, so there are the people are just copying or maybe consider they get some word from the other languages, and the culture exchange or something. It's like a multilization. So maybe that is the reason that some word maybe it's very familiar, so the other people also try to use these words.
Yeah, it's like that. In England, in the United Kingdom, teacher Danmir and Mohammed, all the people, after the English, the second language is Romanian, because the population is Romanians are higher than any other ethnic groups here.
Oh,
And
wow.
people also know this word biryani. Now they understand, where they can find biryani.
Yes.
And you'll be surprised to know there are more than 20,000 Indian and Pakistani restaurants all over the UK.
Wow.
And they're very famous for their food, like biryani, uh, chicken masala, kebab. People know it, you know.
Yeah, here in South Africa, biryani is pretty famous as well.
That's right.
It's pretty famous. Everybody knows it.
All right, yeah.
Teacher, you
Go on.
I think talk about the people are come from Romania. So I just text to you. There's something happen. I think it's fuel crisis or energy crisis because of maybe
Yes.
the Brexit.
No,
Something that
it is
happened.
not the Brexit. Brexit happened 9 months ago, 10 months ago, on 31st of December last
But
year.
now there is like this job shortage, or the people have when they come from the other Western Europe, Eastern Europe, and now they are not. Maybe this is the reason. So there's shortfall for the laborers, and like especially with the it's some this
That
is
is
something like I hear.
No, there is something actually honestly going on, but we don't want to discuss it here publicly because we are not allowed to discuss political matters here. Okay, Mohammed? So let's move on. Okay. All right. So, teacher Danmade, I'm sure when you come to a lesson, when you go for your lesson, you prepare it, yes? How
Yes.
how do you make sure this lesson is applicable for all kinds of learners, like say maybe beginner or intermediate or upper intermediate or pre-intermediate or advanced? How do you make sure it?
So with my explanations, I try to keep my explanations as simple as possible. Okay, so it doesn't matter how advanced the topic may be. I try to break it down as far as I can so that even the elementary students will be able to understand. At the same time, I try to throw in a few, I'd say, exceptions or ideas for higher level students, as well as obviously giving my students the opportunity to give their own examples. Right? That's actually a really good way, or a good way that I use to gauge the type of students that I have. I look at the examples they give me so that I know, okay, this person probably has really great vocabulary. Like there's a student, Tarek, he speaks like a philosopher. I love reading his messages. It's just amazing.
Correct.
But yes, but I also have students who speak really simply. So I try to give everybody an opportunity to have their say in terms of speaking about the topics that we're on, as well as giving me advice on the things they might want to know about. So if a student wants more advanced lessons, they can say, hey, teacher, please have more advanced lessons, and I will do it. If someone has an idea of a lesson that they want me to teach as a live stream, they're welcome to tell me, and I will look into that as well. I'm quite open-minded in that regard,
That's
and I try to
great.
give everybody their own opportunity.
That is the amazing part. I think teacher Danvir, that you just prepare the lesson according to their demands,
Yeah.
which is that very helpful for them. So, dear viewers, I'm sure that you have understood teacher Danvir's explanations. If you have anything to ask once again about English language or grammar, pronunciation, he's here to answer you. Now, I'm going back to that question was asked a bit while ago. What is the best way, disclaimer, in your opinion, to develop the spoken English or grammar or related any other topic?
Practice, 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 practice. English is a practical skill. It gets better through practice. Of course, grammar you can learn through books. You can also learn through speaking, though I think books would be the easiest to learn grammar from. Speaking, you can pick up through listening. Listening, you can pick up through listening as well. Listening, reading, understanding. But with all of this, like you could have a mountain of books that you can read through. It's not going to help if you don't practice what you learn.
All
All
right.
right. Teaching or any language learning has an 80-20 split. 20 is getting the new knowledge in, 80 is practicing that new knowledge. But, and this is a disclaimer, you cannot leave the 20 behind and work on the 80 and think you're going to be good. The 20 acts as the foundation. The 20% acts as the foundation. That is your new knowledge. The 80% is only practicing that new knowledge. So practice, practice, practice.
Great. Great advice. All right. So, next question would be, very often we are confused. Do you need to learn grammar to speak English properly?
Yes, 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 yes. Of course, people go about learning grammar in different ways, right? You can pick up grammar rules through listening and copying what another person says. However, this kind of keeps you in a box. So you hear someone say something, so you mimic that or you copy that, you repeat that. But if you don't understand the rule, you cannot use it flexibly. Right? You cannot use it in other situations because you don't understand the rule and the parameters of the rule, right? The boundaries of the rules, the different situations that you can use them in. So the best way to understand that is to just learn your grammar. It may be boring, yes, I know, but it's important. It creates the foundation for learning your language.
That's great answer.
Teacher,
Yes,
I have
ma'am.
some related question with this. Especially, maybe I say I can speak quite well, not that much, but little bit. But my grammar and especially writing, it's like a very beginner level. So how could I improve it, and from where should I start? Like, I don't know from which book should I start, from where I start. And like there is many activities. So how can we make this timetable or something like that, that it could be like better for us?
Okay, so where a person starts can be quite subjective, to be honest. It all depends on where you are on your journey to becoming fluent in English. I would say a good place to start, especially if you speak relatively well, is find your mistakes when you do speak, right? Understand where you're making a mistake, and then go back, whether it's asking a teacher, whether it's looking for information yourself, find the related rules and learn from there. Also, read a lot. You get so much exposure to different forms of English through reading. And don't just read one thing, please. Don't just read a textbook or a newspaper. Read fiction, read nonfiction, autobiographies, read as much as you can. It's it just gives you so much exposure. Okay, so read a lot, find your own mistakes, and obviously get help from your teachers as much as possible.
Teacher Danvir has a related
Mhm.
question. There are three more questions after that. Sometimes, as a student, like Mohammed, I can understand if I keep myself in Mohammed's situation, it will be difficult for me to understand my mistakes,
Hmm.
right? Because I'm writing, I'm speaking, whatever I'm writing, whatever speaking. No. So we need to take advice in that case, teacher like you, the competent and qualified teacher, help and suggestion.
Of course, yes. So definitely speak to your or get advice from the people around you as well as your teachers. Okay, so don't be afraid of asking. Did I say that right? Is that what's a better way to say this? Even if it's not a teacher, understand that someone may seem at a lower level than you, but they may have different information than you do. Okay, so you may know grammar rule A, but and you're having a problem with grammar rule B. But because of their experience, they may know grammar rule B, but may not be as good in grammar rule A. In this way, you're helping each other.
Great, great advice. So I'm sure you have understood everyone. Now, Elias, I think Elias is a teacher. She has a question for you. It could Elias could be has a question. What advice would you give people who are also English teachers for teaching their students? I think the question is related.
Have fun. Please have fun. Learning a language can be very daunting. It can be very scary. Um, so try to make your classroom, if it's a classroom or your live stream, whatever, make the atmosphere comfortable, not just for learning, but for making mistakes. People don't like making mistakes, especially adults. Okay. It's kind of like, I know as much as I know, I've come this far. I don't want to seem stupid or I don't want to seem dumb. And this is what makes us um, afraid to try something new. So always create an environment that helps people make mistakes and encourage people to laugh at themselves, please. And you do that by laughing at yourself and by being a little silly, being a little fun.
Hmm.
Also, I think something that's very important for language teachers is trying to learn a new language. Okay, it can
Exactly.
be any language. You need to put yourself in your student's position. So always try to learn a new language, even if you can't do it, right? Even if it's like, oh, I can't do this. You need to understand what it feels like to be your student so that you can help them in the best possible way.
Right. And there is a greatest saying, Teacher Danbir, I'm sure you know that, and Mohammed and all the people. You couldn't learn until you make a mistake. You can't learn until you make a
Yes.
mistake. Okay.
Yes.
So welcome, Elias. There are a few people. Let me welcome them quickly. Nobita, Maha has another question. Soha, Samandar has a question too. And Hani, and Zui, and Abdi Razak. No worries, you can watch it later. Stella, okay. Maha has a question, and Samandar has similar question. How can I improve my writing skill?
Mm. So writing is a bit difficult because it's actually something that we don't regularly touch as ESL teachers, which is punctuation. Okay, your punctuation is important in your writing. It helps create your meaning. Okay, so your sentence could mean three different things if you put your punctuation marks in three different places. So I would say, to get a basic understanding, and this is going to be my answer for many things, read. Reading gives you exposure to writing, different styles of writing. Close attention to patterns that you see coming up, where your capital letters are, where your full stops are, where your inverted commas are, that kind of thing.
Glossophobia.
Great.
And glossophobia, apparently.
Yes, teacher. I have very related question with that. I would mention,
and then,
like, I live stream every day for reading. Maybe the people know about that, and I have club. I make many live stream about reading. So the thing is that with no, and the only reason that I want it to like concentrate, I have problem with concentration. So how should it be fixed? It's like a kind of a psychological question, but I have problem with concentration.
I love psychological questions, by the way, so it's fantastic. Um,
Teacher Danvir, don't worry. This question would be coming later. Psychology, get ready.
okay. um,
I forget then.
do something that you find entertaining. Okay, the thing with how our minds work is that if we put it in a stressful situation, and trying to learn something new is a stressful situation, we lose our concentration, we get frustrated, we get stressed, and we just don't remember as much as we can. However, if you put yourself in a comfortable situation where you feel entertained, you feel like you're having fun, your brain wants to hold on to that as a memory. So you tend to hold more information in general. Okay,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
is why even in my bio, I say, please have fun. Okay, it's why I make a lot of jokes. I'm not terribly serious in my live streams. If you have fun, you learn quicker.
Okay,
Yeah, that's
so now the related question is here. Teacher Danvir, you brought the question. Sorry to say that.
Mhm.
I wouldn't want to ask this question.
Okay.
So disclaimer, it should be your only explanation. What do you understand by being a professional teacher, whether you teach here on the Hello or outside of the Hello?
Ooh, professional teacher.
Professional teacher, yeah.
So let me take it from a different route. Lots of teachers just teach. Okay. And there's this kind of understanding or misconception, actually, that if you know something, you can teach it. And actually, this is part of why I started not liking graphic design all that much. My lecturer was someone who knew graphic design but couldn't teach it. All right. And he got there because he knew graphic design. Teaching has its own set of skills. Okay. If it's scaffolding, if it's just working with people, it's quite a psychological career in a sense. You're developing people, you're developing people's minds. So as a teacher, you almost have two specialties, if you want to call it that. You have the personal development of people, and you have the subject that you're teaching. To really be a professional teacher, you need to balance both of them. You cannot just know your subject, but you also kind of, although you some people can get away with knowing more of how to develop people than the actual subject. But you need to find a good balance between the two, and you need to mold those two together in order to give your students the best possible chance of success. So I think that's what would make a professional teacher.
Great explanation. Thank you, Teacher Danvir. Welcome back, Shiv, Ifa, Stella. Who else is here? There is another question from Zoe. You already mentioned glossophobia. How to overcome glossophobia? Please explain first what is a glossophobia to our
Okay, you're
general
going to need
viewers.
to remind me what glossophobia is first.
Glossophobia is the fear of public speaking.
Okay. So this is actually a fear I kind of have myself. I can only tell you what works for me. The thing with fear is that people have different ways of dealing with it, and what works for one person may not work for another. I find that for me personally, putting myself in the situation that I'm afraid of helps me get over it. Okay. It's like the anxiety comes from not knowing if I can deal with something. All right. And this is where the fear really builds up. It's fear of the future, fear of not being able to do something. However, once you're there in the situation and actively dealing with it, you most of the time will find that I'm not that bad at doing this. All right. Or I can see that maybe I need a little help in doing this in certain areas. But most of the time it's going to be, I'm not as bad as I thought I was. All right. And you use that as a confidence boost to keep going. And the more you do it, the better you get and your fear goes away.
I'm sure, dear listeners, you have just listened carefully to Teacher Danvir. So don't be afraid of speaking publicly, okay? All right, Mohammed, do you have any questions in this perspective?
Relate to
Anything else you'd like to know as we go through? We're going step by step, you know. So psychological questions are coming soon, Teacher Danvir, don't worry. These are mostly fun questions to understand your psychology. Fun questions or funny questions, you can say.
Sure.
And
Yeah. I just mentioned something like teacher. You say, of course, you say for writing, I do reading a lot. You know, stream I doing reading a lot, but especially I don't notice. Like I just consider because I do many activities. That's why I not concentrate to write something. But for writing, maybe just give me some special step that I can start from the first, or what should how can I start, like my first what should be my first step for writing?
Okay, so I think activities are very controlled. Okay, you're writing about a specific thing. So I'd say if you really want to push yourself out into writing in general, take a topic, any topic, and just write. All right, it doesn't matter how many mistakes you make, just write. What you're doing is not only are you practicing what you do know, you're putting everything down on paper where you can go over it again. Okay, so if there are mistakes, they are going to be on paper. You're never going to forget it. All right, so you can come back, give it to a team once you're done. Where are my mistakes? What are these mistakes, and how can I improve? All right, you'll find if you have grammar mistakes, they'll be in there. If you have vocabulary mistakes, they'll be in there. Punctuation mistakes will be in there as well. All right, so
I
just
do that.
choose a general topic and write. Get ideas and just write down your ideas, even if it's not all that cohesive. Or leading from one to another, just write. The best thing to do is just push yourself out there. It's the same with the fear of speaking in public. Put yourself out there, you see where you are, and you improve from there.
that's great. Nada has a big comments, Teacher. Danvir, would you like to read it? And there's a question at the end after the big comment.
Ooh, there is a big comment. I never practiced English before, and that's why I'm afraid to start voice chat. I even don't know my level in English. Okay. But I'm almost understanding what you're saying. Almost. So can you give me advice on what I should do first? Should I watch English movies with English captions or language translation? That is a fantastic way to go. I would say if you can almost understand me, try starting a live stream. Just really throw yourself out there. But if you want to do something on your own, watching English movies with subtitles is a fantastic activity to do. It gets you used to the sound of English. All right. I actually do this myself. I've done it for a fairly long time with Japanese stuff, to the point where, so I'll give you what I do, see if it works for you. So I started where I would just read the subtitles when watching something in Japanese. Okay. And I'll pick up maybe one word, maybe two words. The next time I hear it, I'm like, okay, I know this person is saying this. All right. And as you go on, you pick up more and more words until you get to a point where maybe you can look away from the screen and still understand what's being said for maybe a sentence, maybe half a sentence. Okay, it's a process. You go step by step, and keep pushing yourself to kind of familiarize yourself with the sound of these new words and what they mean, to a point where maybe you can have something on screen and look through Instagram and still be able to look back and forth without losing your space in what's happening in the movie.
That's great. Thank you very much. Shiv has a question as well. That is, I always answer in a different way. Teacher Danvir, would you like to answer it first?
How can we know the level of speaker? Is it beginner, intermediate, or advanced? Hmm. That's a difficult one.
All right. Okay.
I
Let me
haven't
help.
done a lot of student evaluation, unfortunately. So
Let me help you, Teacher Danvir. I have done it. So,
sure.
dear viewers, most of the times students come and they said, "Oh, I'm beginner," like Muhammad has said, or I'm intermediate, or I'm advanced. But this happened also, I think, 2 or 3 weeks back in another live stream. I was in a student's live stream, and this guy was had a good English. Then he said when he hopped on, his first remark was, "My level is advanced. I don't know whether if there is any advanced speaker or not." When I'm a teacher present there, and some other students are there, and they really find this remark is offending. Anyway, then I asked him, "How do you know that your level is advanced? Because English is not your first language. Did you sit for the
Mm,
exam? Did anyone has made any evaluation test or assessment?
mm,
Provided that the person must be a trained teacher from any English-speaking countries who has the capacity to evaluate your English." He said, "No, no one has done that." And when he gave this answer, and afterward, people are really unhappy
mm,
and they're just saying a lot of things. And I said to them, just
mm,
ignore it. Come on, guys. The matter is that there are some. I have done it once, twice, honestly, Teacher Danvir. With the incorporation of British Council, there is an English test, 30 questions. Each question has 10 seconds to evaluate a level of English. But this level is only for the written and grammar and comprehension. It doesn't assess your speaking test. In order to have the evaluation at speaking test, you need to sit for the speaking test as well. So that is a bit different assessment. So 2 assessments are needed to evaluate your English language. Okay, the first one is a spoken English or oral test, another is written test. So unless until it is done by a qualified teacher or some regulatory body, you can't just say yourself, "Oh, I'm beginner, I'm this, I'm that." Please
right.
stop saying that. You may be more than that. My answer is
Teacher,
Yeah,
maybe
I think
it's like a site or what? Site? If we can check our level there.
no. There is site. There is some open tests, but I designed one test in cooperation with the British Council. I took some of their questions and I changed it because it is like a constant question, so people know the
mm,
answer. So what I
mm,
did, Teacher Danvir, I don't show them the answers. I gave them the questions. But some students are so tricky. They took the screenshot and they got the answer from somewhere. But that doesn't reflect you the general, level.
Yeah,
So you
yeah,
have
yeah.
to
Of
give the
course.
honest answer. I gave them
yes.
the
Yeah, we
feedback,
don't
and the
want.
person does look. This means that you are. And honestly, after the evaluation, I found that most of the learners, the people, I think there are 47 students sit for the exam in two sessions. Teacher Danvir,
Mm,
their level is in between uh, pre-intermediate to upper intermediate.
mm,
There is only one student who was an English teacher from another country, non-natives country. She it is a girl. She was upper intermediate, and all of the others levels in between pre-intermediate to intermediate, pre-intermediate, intermediate, and maybe one or two is less than little bit pre-intermediate. So
yeah, yeah,
unless it is a test is done, do not say that I am this level, but it is your discretion. I don't have anything to say because the question is here. That's I'm explaining.
sure.
And now, Teacher Danvir, if you have anything to say, I need to use the loo for a moment. That is toilet. Yeah. Carry on,
Yes,
please,
yes.
guys.
Okay. Yeah, I think don't underestimate yourself as well. I know there are many students who come up and are like, I'm just a beginner, I don't know." And then like they respond really well to questions and give really good examples and they show that they're not beginners. However, I would say always look at, if you want to guess at where you are, fine. Look at activities or things at a lower level as well as a level above to kind of
Mhm.
properly, I wouldn't say properly evaluate yourself because you do need to do those tests to properly evaluate yourself, but to give yourself an idea of maybe where you are or closer to where you are. understand too that sometimes you can be at an intermediate level, but you may not have all the fundamentals of a beginner level. So it's always good to look down as well as up.
Teacher, I have the question with the same. Like,
Mhm.
if I see myself that I'm the new learner of any language, maybe English
Sure.
would be there. So can I start from the level like the upper level? Maybe just I read something like high level. It's good, or should I start with from
No,
very beginning?
no, start at the beginning. All right. Basically, let's put your question in a different way. If I want to build a house, can I put the roof on the house before I've built the house? Can I put the wall up before I've built the foundation? I can't. All right. You got to
We
start
will
with the
go.
foundation, then the walls, and then the roof last. Okay.
Okay. If someone is like, for me, it's a little bit familiar with the language like this. I'm like I have a lot of how can I say weakness there,
Mhm.
but then should I check it first my weaknesses, or should I go for next things or for next level?
Definitely always look at your weaknesses. It's always good to turn weaknesses into strengths, or at least something that's no longer a weakness. All right. Because as you go up to higher levels, you start building on those fundamentals. So if you find that one of your weaknesses is your fundamental, do not try to go higher up, because then you're going to just create a bigger hole in your learning experience, right? You don't have the
Mhm.
fundamentals, so that you don't have anything that is building on that fundamental properly. Definitely work on your fundamentals, but at the same time, do not be afraid to push further. Okay. When learning, it's kind of a educational psychology thing. You always go for a +1. So whatever level you are, one step further than that. Always try to push yourself one step further than that. So that, one, it's just more fun that way, to be honest. And two, you're always progressing. All right. If you're intermediate, you don't just stick with intermediate work. You try pushing yourself up to upper intermediate. But if you do find a weakness that is a fundamental weakness, please work on it.
Great.
Thank you, teacher, for
There are,
thank
yes, so you're answering Rita's question, right? Sheep has, I think, another question. Don't worry, guys. You can ask as many questions as you can, because teacher Danvir has whole night, so he's not going to sleep tonight. Okay. Now I have got a question for teacher Danvir as well, and nearly
Sure.
forgot. I'm going to ask it. Sorry, guys. If you have any more question, please write in the commentary section. It will be helpful for us, because the comments are going so fast, even I can't pay attention which one is important. We're trying to read each and every comment and trying to answer it, guys. So sorry if we have missed your question. Please write again, and we are going to answer it definitely. Okay, so my question is, teacher Danbir, very often people, I mean our students, say that when it's a matter of learning or speaking English, which one should we learn first, vocabulary or grammar, and how they're related?
You learn both. Try to learn both together, please. Vocabulary can be easier to pick up, without a doubt. Though I guess that's also subjective. Some people may find the strictness of the rules of grammar easier to pick up. But it's like, if you have the vocabulary, great. You need to have the sentence structure, the knowledge of a sentence structure to use that vocabulary. So for that, you're going to need your grammar. If you understand the grammar rules, fantastic. You need the words and the vocabulary in order to make that sentence. So you need to work on both of them in tandem or together.
Great.
Okay.
Shiv has a question, teacher Danbir. Uh, to cover a journey of a learner, how can someone be like a native speaker? I have something to add at the end, whenever you finish your
Sure.
explanation.
Sure. So I guess you'd have to try and understand what a native speaker is. And I think people have different opinions of what a native speaker is. All right. First of all, a native speaker speaks the language as if it's their only language. At the to some degree at the very least. Okay, we're thinking in that language, we're problem solving in that language. And then the other is just the flow. Every language is like music. Okay, it's like it has its own rhythm, it has its own melody. All right, if you want to sound like a native speaker, you need to nail the melody of English. All right, that's your intonation, that's your stresses, just the fluidity of your speaking. Nail the fluidity of your speaking, which obviously comes with your pronunciation, of course, as well as getting yourself to thinking in English, and you'll find that you're pretty close, if not at native.
That's great.
Like,
would you like to give us
I
an
think,
example, please, and practical illustration, Teacher Danvir? Like, blimey, are you after the ball, mate? Cockney, for example.
okay, so okay, that's an accent, and that's completely different. You can be a native speaker like without using accents or with having your own accent. Okay, think of an accent as set dressing or decoration. Okay, of course there are some fundamental differences, especially in pronunciation. However, think of accents as a decoration. Okay, a style. Everybody, when they learn a language and you really get comfortable with the language, you tend to create your own style. Okay, and that includes some form of accent. Here in South Africa, for example, we learn, okay, we don't necessarily have all the specifically British words, but we have the British pronunciation. However, some people choose to add a little bit of the American pronunciation to create their own style. So I guess another thing on your journey to being like a native speaker is get comfortable enough to have your own style, but not necessarily just creating words and like, okay, this is part of my style. No, because then people are not going to understand you. Okay, so it's just choosing which pronunciation you like the most. It is possible to do that. However, if you want to go to Britain, trying to speak like an American, sure, it'll work. But it's probably not the best. Yeah, I hope that answers the question.
Okay, and I like to add something, Teacher Danvir, because I'm taking some pronunciation lessons, British accent from a white English teacher, and his comment is really, though it is a bit discriminatory comment, but this is really a universal truth I should share. He said to me, Mr. Ali, as you're not born here, whatever the best way you acquire this knowledge of English, the accent, like a British, nobody's going to say you are a native speaker because you're not born here. Did you get the point? Because I'm not born here, that is the boundary he's making between him and me.
Sure.
But no, Teacher Danvir, in broader aspect, his statement is not correct.
Yeah, of course.
That is another part. Because he's just simply a phonetics teacher. Okay, a language, is not consist on the phonetics. Phonetics is the part of the language.
Yes.
A teacher's quality is one of the techniques of being a phonetics teacher or good teacher who has got good pronunciation, like Teacher Danvir, for example. So a teacher must have expertise and confidence level to teach almost all the 4 skills: reading, writing, speaking, listening, which are the basic and major components for English learning, any language. So that statement or that comment really I find sometimes motivational for me. I didn't take it as a discriminatory comment. It really helps me a lot. Oh, I don't know the accent. I have to acquire it. I don't know. I'll know it, sure. By hook or crook, by any means. I need to know this language, which is why I was honestly, Teacher Danvir, copying different dialects of the UK, like Scouse. Oh, look out, it's the basis. Have you seen my morning, mate? This morning I lost it. I couldn't find it now. Not an accent. You see, when I talk with this kind of accent, they think, wow, are you from Northern Ireland? I said, no, I was not born here. Look at the implication of language acquisition. It is called language bias adjustment, accent bias adjustment, honestly.
Accent bias adjustment, yeah.
So that is my explanation. Hey, Madeline, welcome. Amira, welcome. Okay, another question from JF says, my English teacher doesn't correct me while I speak. I asked him to interrupt and correct me though. So what is your opinion about him? And
Okay,
there is another question. Sorry, I nearly forgot.
sure.
Shankar, how many words do you need to know to speak English fluently?
How many words do you need to know? There is no definitive number of words that you need to know. Try to push yourself to know as many as you can. You cannot put a number to how many words you need to know in an environment where the words are always changing. Okay, the new words that we put in or that are put into the English dictionaries, for example, they're all based on the current times and how society currently speaks. Okay, so that number is always going to change. There's no singular number. It's not like 1,000 words and you can be native. No. I mean, 1,000 words is fantastic, but it's not going to turn you into a native speaker just because you know 1,000 words. They could be 1,000 medieval English words, and then it's not going to help. It could be words from the 17th century. It's still not going to help, right? What was the other question?
Yeah, the other question is, whoa. Okay, the person says he has got English teacher who doesn't
Right.
correct his mistakes.
Right. Okay. So teachers look for two things: accuracy and fluency. Okay. Accuracy would be, are you using the correct words in the correct space? Are you using the right grammar rules? So on and so forth. Right. Fluency is your ability to speak without hesitation. Okay. It's for you to go from one idea to another, one sentence to another, without stopping every 2 seconds to think. All right. So if your teacher is not correcting you, they are either allowing you to practice your fluency or they're testing your fluency. Okay.
That's right. This is one of my features. Honestly, for all my subscribers, they know that I always encourage them to talk. It doesn't matter. There is no grammar, there is no pronunciation or accent. Once
Me
they
too,
are,
actually.
yeah, teacher Danvir, I think this is the most easiest way to develop your English language. Be fluent first, then focus on the others according to your
Yes.
priority.
Yes. One thing you got to understand that not even native speakers are 100% accurate. We make grammar mistakes too, right? It's not often, okay, but we're not 100% accurate either, right? And this is how new patterns of language forms. Okay, you say something that doesn't make sense, but you're trying to get your point across, and someone likes it, so they do it, and two other people like it, and this creates a completely new pattern where the sentence suddenly means something entirely different. Sometimes this is where idioms are born as well. Okay, so and the problem with stopping you every 2 seconds to say you use this word wrong, you use the grammar wrong, is that it makes you as a student hesitant. Okay, so by stopping you every 2 seconds, it is detrimental. It's bad for your fluency. Okay, sometimes we just got to let you go and make your mistakes. Afterwards, we'll tell you, okay, you made a few mistakes. Here's how we can work on it. But we're not going to stop you every 2 seconds because it's bad for your development.
That's right. Okay, and also we shouldn't interrupt when a student is talking. We should encourage them to talk more.
Yes.
So that is another thing. Okay. There are another question. Arman, welcome. Diana, welcome, and thank you. Sheep has says for the number of vocabulary is always just a number. Okay. John Cook says, Danvir, sir, I can understand everything about English, but when it comes to speaking, I can't speak a word. What would be your advice for him or her?
So could it
So how can
because
someone build up the confidence? Teacher Danvir, confidence and motivation, two things are always important of English learning. If you can give some, instructions or advice. And
so there are different activities that you can do to really pick up your confidence. If you have pets, and this may be a funny one, but it could really work. Speak to your pet in English. Yes, they're not going to understand you, but they're not going to understand if you speak your native language either. Okay, you can say come in any language, they're not really going to understand you. So speak to your pet in English. All right, if English is the language that you're learning, which of course in this case it is, just to get you used to actually vocally using the words and using what you know. All right, and from there you can take it a step further. You can speak to one person in English. And then 2 people, and keep building your confidence that way. Remember, we only really understand what we can do once we do it. Okay, so if you're nervous, if you think, oh, maybe I can, maybe I can't, try doing it, then you'll know for sure. And you can build on your confidence in that way. You can also try talking to a mirror, though it doesn't really build your confidence that much, though it does get you used to the sounds that are coming out of your mouth and actually pronouncing the words. And that can build your confidence in knowing that, okay, I know how to pronounce these words correctly. I know how to maybe use this one grammatical rule correctly. I'll use it the next time I speak to someone. Another way, though, I don't know how positive it is to really give you this to try, but try mixing things up. So if you're speaking in your native language, try throwing in a sentence in English. Of course, the other person should understand English, or else you're just speaking a language they don't understand. But try throwing in a sentence, 2 sentences in English, just to slowly get yourself more confident with the idea of speaking English to another person. All right. Maybe it's a sentence, maybe it's a word, but keep building on it. Whichever activity you take on, keep building, keep pushing yourself further and further, because that builds the confidence, and use the confidence that you have built as inspiration or as fuel to keep going further.
Great advice. So, dear viewers, once again, we are having conversation teacher Danvir, who is an English teacher, British English teacher from South Africa. And if you have any questions and comments, I can see there are already some questions are waiting to be answered. Please do write on the commentary section. He's going to read it and give you instruction or guidelines. By the way, teacher Danvir, do you have enough time or not? That's the second time I'm asking. Have you got enough time to stay?
Give me a second here.
Because it must be midnight in your country.
No, it's not midnight actually. It's 7:30.
Up to 7. That's great. So
my battery is getting kind of low, so I do have some time still remaining.
Okay, it's not your battery, it's your mobile's battery. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, yes, of course, my mobile's battery.
Your battery is fine, we know that. All right, so there are some questions from Sheeb and Arman as well, and Hani. Okay. Their questions are almost similar, kind of what I understand, teacher Danvir. If you can read it at a glance, then I'm sure you can understand about the concept of the questions.
So both of you are at intermediate and you want to know how to move on to advanced. What is keeping you at intermediate? Arman says you're stuck on intermediate. So what has you stuck on intermediate and is making you unable to move on? Because remember, we always, as a student, you should always be pushing for your level +1, always pushing just outside your knowledge so that you can keep improving. If you do this, you will naturally move from intermediate to advanced, right? Because you're pushing yourself in that way. So if you're feeling stuck, why are you feeling stuck?
That's great answer. So in another way, whatever you're reading or writing, read more, write more. So get out your limitation, make your horizon more broader so that you can have the opportunity to exercise or practice more.
Yes. So vocabulary, pronunciation, accent, I can speak basic English very well. Okay, so then you need to move from basic English to something that's not basic. Try to find alternate words to use, for example. But understand with finding something like synonyms or more difficult synonyms, understand that just because it's a synonym does not mean it always works in the same situation.
Okay. Amira has made a comment which is really, I don't agree. Can you please read it?
Sometimes British people overpronounce the letter T like that, and other times they ignore it completely. Okay, I know what you're talking about. Also, British people spend half the time drinking tea and the other half ignoring it. Okay, I get your joke, very tongue-in-cheek. So between British and American English, yes, the British T is a softer sound, whereas the American T is very quick and almost sounds like a D sound. Okay, that is, I guess, the difference in how those two are pronounced. Whichever one you want, go for it. They don't ignore the letter T. Just some dialects don't pronounce it in their words, and that's okay. That's how they do it. You don't have to copy it. It's quite a specific dialect to a certain region. Okay, so the thing with that type of accent is that it's, I don't want to say cultural, but it's a dialect that is specific to that region. So picking up those styles will not necessarily bode well for you on an international scale. All right. So if there's a T, please pronounce your T. Whether you want to say better or better, people generally understand what you're saying.
That's right.
Okay. This is a choice that you can make.
That's right. And you don't have to follow British accent if you don't want to. Nobody has asked you to follow this accent. And at the end of the day, I never ask anyone to develop an accent. I always ask them develop a good pronunciation skill.
Yes.
Listen to this, the pronunciation style of both of them, and follow this phonetics, techniques, how you can be better in your pronunciation. It is not really necessary to have a specific accent.
Yes. Agreed.
Okay. All right. Arman has a comment. I'm not getting interest. Now, teacher Danvir has explained it. Please explain one more time why he's not getting interest to move from his position to a bit higher level.
Okay. So you are the only person that can inspire you, first of all. All right. Your inspiration comes from within. If you do not find the interest in doing something, you need to find it. A good way to do this within English or language learning, find something you do enjoy and do that in the language that you want to learn. All right. If you love talking, speak in English. If you love watching movies, watch a movie in English. If you love watching TED Talk, watch a TED Talk in English. Okay. You push yourself in that way. You're going to learn a lot more if you're enjoying yourself. It keeps you interested. Okay. For example, I love the Japanese language, but if I have to sit with books, I'm never going to learn it.
Arigato
So
gozaimasu.
So I watch anime, and I watch all my anime in Japanese, right? Or if a movie is based in Japan, I'll switch it over to Japanese and I'll watch it there. Okay, it keeps me interested and it helps me learn at the same time.
Okay. Now, Ship's question is one of the most important questions which I face ever. Teacher Danvir, if you can please read it. So he has to talk about a topic where he doesn't have any idea how he's going to talk about the topic.
I don't know anything about a topic in which I have to speak, but it's my compulsion to speak. Then how can I cope with the situation? Research. If you don't know something, find information.
Yeah. Now here I'm interrupting Teacher Danvir. Now,
Sure, of course.
a student can research only when he or she knows the topic in advance. But when it's a matter of table talk or conversation, we're going with the flow, and the conversation could be anywhere, starting from Kobe to Area 51 to Planet 452b to Mercury to Jupiter to microorganism. So that is the question why it is a matter of fact that you need to know the vocabulary.
Sure. So listen very carefully and try to find something that you can comment on. This kind of thing happens to me a lot, especially when like people in my family decide to talk about what's wrong with cars. And I'm like, sure, I don't know. Find something that they say that you do know that you can give your opinion on and start there. All right. Although it's not bad to say, yo, I don't know anything about this topic. All right. You can be honest. But before giving up, please do not ever give up just off the bat. Listen carefully and find ways that you can put in an opinion. All right. Find ways that you can develop an opinion about what someone has said and then put in. Sometimes it could be something that's quite logical. I'm thinking A or B. I don't know which one is correct. Maybe you can give your opinion if it's simple enough.
Okay, that's cool. Before we go to Sheep's question now, I'm going to get our last part, psychological question, teacher Danvir.
Sure.
It's really just psychological questions. If you are given the superpower to change one thing for the humanity of this whole race, what would you like to do?
One thing about humanity to change.
Yes, the whole race, human race. You have got the power, like Aladdin's lamp. Abracadabra, I will make you.
Probably, I wouldn't eliminate it entirely because it's important, but reduce the amount of self-importance.
All right.
Okay. So, and this comes with other things like greed and just doing anything to put yourself first and so on. People who think about, of course, thinking about yourself is important. Please don't ever stop that. But also thinking about the people around you is incredibly important to living a good life in general, living a happy life.
Okay. Shiv has another question. Is knowledge is important, or the presentation, or the delivery of speech? It is coming again, glossophobia.
They're all important, though some people have gotten away with great delivery and limited knowledge. Though you'll tend to find that these people, they usually get caught out in the end. Knowledge is important. Delivery is also important, right? The reason you're in the situation is that you want to share your knowledge. If you're not sharing knowledge, or at least an opinion, what are you doing? Just kind of opening your mouth. So delivering, very, very, very important. But knowledge and delivering good knowledge, also very important. I would not choose one over the other.
Mhm. Okay, let's go back to the psychological question, Teacher Danvir. Next question. Today you won $1 million or pound.
Woohoo. Sure.
What are you going to do?
Getting myself a house.
So you don't
Actually,
like to
no,
share with me then?
So no, my thing, and it has been, I think we all think about, hey, if I'm rich, what would I do with that money? And mine was always, I want to invest. Okay, I want to put that money in some place that it would make more money for me, so that I can work because I want to work, not because I need to work. I can be here on Hello because I just want to talk to my students and not because I need the money from it.
All right. Welcome back,
yeah.
Mohammed. We are almost at the end of the conversation because Teacher Danvir's mobile is going to be zero very soon. So do you have any more question, Mohammed?
I want to show the weather. It's like
It's
because
raining.
of this weather, my connection is just really getting worse. Did you see?
Yes.
Yes,
About
yes.
yeah. My question that about was the concentration. Yeah, just he say, teacher, just read the thing that you are interested. Like, but teacher, I have the same question with that. Maybe that might be not helpful for me. Maybe my requirement is other. Okay, I will do some stuff. For example, I do quizzes and something, but I need to improve my grammar. So it should be much like not a, how can I say, like you'll not enjoy it. It will be like a difficult thing for me. So how can I fix that then?
Sure. So, and this is, I guess, more of a general studying tip. Try to study for half an hour. All right, keep it to 30 minutes and then take a break. Come back a little later, go another 30 minutes, take a break. This is how our brains work. All right, some people can push for an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, but the longer you go beyond, I'd say 30 minutes to 45 minutes, the less productive your studying becomes. You need to take that break to reset your mind. Okay, or you will start to wander. This is a general English tip. Oh, not English tip, sorry, a general studying tip. Something that they should teach us in school, but I don't know about you. They definitely didn't teach me. Your brain does not consistently take in knowledge over a long space of time. Okay, so break it up into shorter spaces of studying if it is studying that you're doing. In terms of learning English or practicing English, I'd say, some people would say, do an hour a day, do 2 hours a day. If that works for you, fantastic. The way I like to look at it is use the language as if it's your language, right? It may be difficult at first, but instead of relegating it to 1 hour a day, and after that hour, it's like, I'm done, that's it. I'm speaking my home language for the rest of the day. Try to keep putting these words in or these sentences in. Make it second nature. Okay. English is not just a subject you're learning, it's a tool you're learning to use. You're only going to learn it if you keep using it. Okay.
Right.
So do not keep 2 hours in your day and then go, okay, 8 o'clock in the morning to 10 o'clock in the morning, I'm just going to get all this English done. And then I'm going to go on with the rest of my day. Okay. Rather say, I'm not going to give myself a time. Okay. I'm just going to use the language today. And every day you'll notice that you're using it more and more and more.
Right. Okay, Mohammed, thank you very much. Teacher Danvir, few more questions before we wrap up this session.
Sure.
If you had to choose any movie character you like, which character it would be?
A movie character.
Yeah,
I want
like
to say
like
Hobbs. Hobbs from Hobbs and Shaw. Why not? He's
why,
cool.
why did you choose the Hobbs?
I don't know. I just like the Rock's acting. I guess the character is kind of cool.
All right, okay, that's cool. And also, do you like reading books, right?
Yes. Yes, I do.
Okay, what was the last book you read recently?
I'm currently reading The Best Horror of the Year, Volume 1.
Do you like watching horror movies as well?
Love it.
Have you watched any movies of Stephen King?
Yes, I have actually. The Mist was my favorite.
Must.
Yes.
Wow, that's cool. I have watched it, fortunately. Okay. Do you know anything about Stephen Hawking?
Sure, though it's not really my expertise. Yeah, I know he's a very intelligent guy.
He passed away.
Yes, yes, yes. Of course.
All right. All right. So another question. Listen to it very carefully. And also, my viewers, you have to participate. You'll be sent to an isolated forest or a jungle where you have to survive yourself. Okay. You
Okay.
have to stay at least 6 months to 1 year. And there are no other people in that forest or jungle or an isolated area. You'll be given to take three things, important things with you. Three things. What three things you'd like to take with you and why? And you have to tell us how you are going to survive. I asked the same question. That's a psychological fun question, Soha, okay?
It is quite a fun question. An axe, a pot, and a sleeping bag.
Do you know how to climb a tree?
No, but when it's my life on the line, I will learn.
So at night, what would happen if there is there are some animals, ferocious animals, like tiger or snake?
Well, many of these animals can climb a tree. So whether I'm up above in a tree or down below, I'm probably going to get eaten. Uh, but okay, so obviously the axe, get wood, so on is very important.
Mm-hmm.
A pot, food and water, very important. And the sleeping bag, to keep your motivation up, you do need good rest.
How
If
we are
you're
going to
not
get the
rested,
fire? How we are going to get the fire? You need fire, right?
sure, but you can make fire from sticks.
Oh,
Sure,
that's
it'll take some
cool.
time. You can make fire from rocks. So you have that there already. But you would lose motivation if you do not have sleep.
All right.
And any mistake will kill you. So definitely something to give you the best sleep you can have will increase your chances of survival.
And also, the pot of water and food would be finished in no time. Then,
Well,
what are you going
sure,
to do?
but so I have the axe, so I can make a spear if I need to do fishing or hunting.
Oh,
Of course, I don't know how to fish or hunt. Well, I know how to fish, obviously. Don't know how to hunt, but in those situations, you're going to have to learn. The pot is for obviously clean drinking water as well as food.
all right. Also, there is a great saying: necessity teaches you lots of things.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And there is Armand has said, Danvir, I have a question for you. Yes, Armand, please ask it. Oh, okay. He has written, Teacher Danvir, if you were a beginner in English language, then what would be your steps to reach in advanced level?
Step by step. Wow. Okay, first of all, I would get myself a teacher or multiple teachers. Okay. It's just the most productive way to learn something. Having someone who understands how to teach and how to develop you, very important. I would work on my vocabulary and grammar as a bare beginner. Okay. You need the words if you want to speak. You need the rules if you want to use the language, not just speak. All right. From there, I would try to read as much as I can, but also I would try to engage with the language as much as I can. Watching movies, listening to music, trying to speak whenever I learn something, even if it's a single phrase, as much as possible. And from there, I'll work into the more nuanced things, the idioms, the multiple meanings of certain words, or that kind of thing. Understanding more depth in terms of text, poetry, so on and so forth. And yeah, keep working from there. Whenever I find something difficult, I'll go head on into that. And of course, I have my teachers as backup. I have my teachers to help me all the time. This is why teachers are important. For those of you students here who are like, well, I can just speak to other students. Why do I need teachers? If you want to learn productively, you need your teachers.
Thank you very much. Okay, and this would be our last
teacher,
question.
I have the same related question with that.
Oh, Mohammed, we can see that you are here. Honestly, you're missing. Go on, Mohammed.
Yes, teacher. Yeah. Can you hear me?
We can hear
Yes,
you,
yes.
but we can't see you. You looks like a ghost to me.
What? Huh?
Okay, I can see you, Mohammed, actually.
Can
भूतों
I'm ghost.
भूतों का आवाज आ रही है भूत.
Okay. Yes, teacher. I'm going through a lot of new things, a lot ideas, but thing is that I'm struggling with remembering things like maybe grammar, maybe a lot of other stuff, vocabulary. Even I look for meaning and for other things, but I'm really like, how can I say, easy or maybe lazy. I have like don't write new words or new vocabularies, so I forget. Maybe if I prepare for my exam, so it will be just for my exam, and after my exam, so if you ask me about it, so I will not give you the specific answer. So my question is that, like, how can I remember things for long? Yeah, for long.
Okay, you might not like this answer, but
Even
don't
the
be
same
lazy. Don't be lazy. Write things down. If you're having a problem memorizing, write it down. All right. But also try to associate it with things around you. Okay. So if you're trying to remember something, or if you're studying something related to a memory in your life, or maybe you say it really quickly and it sounds like something else. Okay. So it's like, I meant to say this. It sounded like I said that. That kind of link will help you memorize.
Okay, Suleka, I may have missed your question. What is your question, please? And Arman, you have brought a test here. I think it will be difficult for you, to answer all this question. Okay.
Who is this? Oh, okay. That's who it is. Okay. If anybody asked any questions before certain person came in, please re-ask.
Yeah. When you get a spammer, what to do?
Ignore the fool.
Okay.
You can write more topics in your mind and you can write more sentences, but when you start to discuss a person and share something, you can what exactly? Oh, you want to cry. What solution? This would depend on why you're having your problem. Okay, to really give you a proper solution, you need to know, I need to know why. What do you think the problem is? What are you feeling? It
Go
may
on.
just be anxiety in the moment, right? So it may be like, cool, when I'm on my own, I can read, I can write, I can think about all these questions, but when I'm in front of a person, it's like, it's all gone. And believe it or not, this is a general problem. It's not a English specific problem or language specific problem. All right. Many of us native speakers can think of many questions when we're not in front of the person. And then we get in front of the person, it's like, I don't know what to ask you. I'm so sorry. So maybe, again, it would depend on you and your own situation. Some people find this when they are trying to be something, all right, when they're not acting their natural self. So the mind is so focused on other things, on trying to act right and trying to sit right, smile at the right time, whatever the case may be, and they forget like the important they want to say. It may be confidence around the other person, in which case I did give advice on how to build your confidence.
Thank you very much, Mohammed, for your donation. And thank you very much, Teacher Danvir. It is more than 2 hours. That's really amazing, Teacher Danvir. I didn't expect that you would stay that longer. And first question is, which English word spells? There is a statistics. Teacher Danvir, go ahead. The statistics says pronunciation is the word that is most incorrectly spelled all over the world. Pronunciation.
I guess it's because it's pronounced pronunciation, or some people say pronunciation rather than pronunciation.
That's right.
Yeah. Which English words spell incorrectly? Any word can be spelled incorrectly if you don't know how to correctly spell the word.
I just gave him the data.
Sure,
According to the statistics, most of the people around the world, non-natives, make mistakes when they're writing the spelling of pronunciation.
Yeah.
Incorrectly itself. Okay.
You got us there, Arman.
Yeah. All right. So do you have any more question, guys? We're going to finish our live stream in a moment because Teacher Danvir has to go and I have to go and also get ready. By the way, Teacher Danvir and everyone, Tuesday is my graduation ceremony of my MBA program in Kent. So I have to go to Kent. My friend is coming to take me there. It is one of my 3rd degrees that I obtained from the UK.
Wow.
My first degrees were from Bangladesh, post-graduation in clinical pharmacy. Then I worked in Saudi Arabia as a pharmacist. I had to learn Arabic language. When I came to this country, I studied first from the University of Manchester, postgraduate diploma in pharmacy education. Then this is the 2nd degree, MBA in public health, 3rd degree, I should say. And in the meantime, I completed my TEFL teacher training, teaching English as a foreign language as a teacher training program here in the UK. So let me see how it goes. Thank you very much.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. And thank you very much, guys. All the viewers, you are amazing and awesome, but my question is, if you ever find any spammer in your live streams, always, they are pretending to be teachers. Honestly, Teacher Danvir, it happened. They stole many teachers' photos and created fake accounts and going everyone's live stream and making all the bad comments, blocking all the comments because they're spammers. So if you ever find it, always check the account before you report, and then report it and block it. And so thank you very much for your support. Anything else you'd like to share, Teacher Danvir? Before we finish, one last question. If you are to give only one advice for learning and developing the English of our learners, what would that be?
Ooh, one piece of advice. I have 2, unfortunately. So it's a buy one, get one free deal.
All right, go ahead.
One, and I've said this before, and all my students know I keep saying it. Have fun, please. Enjoy yourself. Right? You want to learn, enjoy yourself. It makes things much easier. Secondly, in terms of language, try to think in that language. Try to think solely in the language you're trying to speak. Okay, this will help you if you're just losing words, as many people say. where you kind of, you know what you want to say, but then you walk up to a person and it's all gone. All right. If you are trying to translate in your mind, you know what you want to say, but it's in your language and you're trying to translate it and then say, and then it's too much for your brain. You're just going to go blank. All right. Think in English if you want to speak English.
Now, you brought another question. How can some, what are the ways? Give some tips briefly.
Sure. Association. I guess it works with basic vocabulary. So I have a pencil here. All right. If you pick this up and you look at it, try to train yourself so that the first word you think is, say you want to learn pencil, the first word to think is pencil and not the equivalent in your language. All right. And you could do this by, at the beginning, putting up little notes, little stickers on things, like on your cupboard, put up the word cupboard, so that when you look at it, immediately your brain sees cupboard and you associate the item with the English word, not the word in your native language. Okay. One way to try to switch my brain when I was trying to learn Japanese was what I called reflexive language. So if you hit your knee on a door or on a table, what do you say? Usually our native language has some word, right? In English, it's ow or ouch.
Ouch.
Okay.
I got your water bottle, mate.
So try to switch what your mind wants to say to the language you're learning.
Yeah.
Right? It's hard at first, but the more you do it, you'll find that it's easier to switch your brain to the other language.
By the way, dear viewers, ouch is a conjunction, okay? Remember that. Exclamatory conjunctions. Okay, so thank you very much, Teacher Danvir, and all the lovely
Thanks for
people,
having me.
Tajreen, Hallo, Fahad, Chana, Arman. Okay, before we finish, Teacher Danvir, I'd like to make the announcement once again. The $10 monthly subscription is going to be implemented from the 14th of October of this month, after 12 days. And the group session is going to be from the 28th of October. So there is no more Aspire course of $20. It has become now, it has been decreased to $10 with a group of 5 people, minimum 2 people. Okay, now for the monthly session, 8 hop on every month. And for the group session, only 1 hop on, like it is same as Aspire course. And the Dreamer course is remains same, $80, 8 hop ons. Okay, but advanced and extensive, of course. So if you would like to join Teacher Danvir's lesson or course, wait a few days, guys. Obviously, it will be an opportunity for all of you with $10 to subscribe to your favorite teacher.
Please. We always try to have as much possibly can in my lesson. So I'm not gonna say we don't take it seriously. We do talk about serious topics, in which case we are quite serious. But generally, we love having fun. We love making you welcome to ask me anything in my lessons. And yeah, I'd love to get to know you. So definitely come hang out.
Thank you very much. Oh, Teacher Danvir, before you leave, another last question.
Sure.
Do you have plan to create your own course on Hallo?
I do, actually. I've wanted to do a course on psychology, basic psychological health, positive psychology, perhaps. Just especially since the last few years have been quite rough for everyone. And our mental health has taken a hit more than just about anything, except for maybe our wallets. So I think a course on basic positive psychology, how to stay positive, how to deal with negative situations, it's something that I do want to do.
That's great. Thank you very much, and best of luck for your future courses and all the things, Teacher Danvir and everyone.
Thank you.
And I'm very happy that you have given time more than 2 hours. That's really quite amazing. So thank you very much once again. And also I'm going to finish my live stream as well soon, guys. So see you later next week. We are going to get another new teacher, an American teacher, and all the new teachers have been invited, Teacher Danvir. And you are already in my pipeline. Nurullah on that told me. I said, don't worry. I'm inviting. Honestly, Teacher Danvir, what was the sequence was that people who joined before you, I had a great list. I invited many teachers who joined before you, but they don't want to join me. I don't know the reason. That's fine. It's their own discretion. So if somebody ignores it, that's fine. If somebody doesn't want, that's okay. But I really felt sad when some teachers saw my messages, ignored it, and didn't answer me at all. And after 4 weeks, I said to them, thank you very much for seeing my real message and reading it. And it appears that you don't want to respond, which means you're not interested. Thank you very much for your support. I finished the conversation there.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe some of the newer teachers were scared.
Not the new
Afraid.
teachers. These are old teachers. I'm talking
Old
about.
teachers.
Yes, the teachers who joined last year.
They're lost, I guess.
Before you, you know. You join in April, they join maybe December, November, January, February, you know.
Well, they're lost. It's a fantastic experience. Love it.
Yeah, because it is a kind of, you know, marketing. Then when you are
Yes.
joining here, many people join this kind of live stream. They want to listen how our teachers are having fun, because some of the
Yes,
questions
exactly.
are really funny. And
Yeah.
I also ask funny questions, you know, as you know, to find out the, you know, comfortable, suitable environment for all of us. Teachers are friendly. They're humans like
Yes.
us, you know.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, for sure.
Arman,
sure.
when we get the next interview, we don't know yet, because I have a big list for all the teachers. Once all this list is filled, then I will invite those teachers again, one by one, if they're interested, depending on their availability. Okay. And also, when Teacher Danvir is going to start his course, please do join, and you will be able to learn a lot of things. Thank you very much, Teacher Danvir.
Thank you. Thanks, everybody.
No problem. Okay, and I'm going to finish my live stream, guys. And also, I have designed and developed 2 courses. Now I'm saying, because teacher not here, I shouldn't say him. I have developed my grammar lesson. You'll find it on the curriculum section, spoken English. That is the homework, and that course is 30th of October at the end of this month. But as you see now, new rules are coming, new changes, so we have to wait how the new changes are going to be effective or implemented to those courses. So thank you very much, guys. You take care, keep practicing. If you have any questions or comments, always do come here, or sometimes Teacher Danvir and I also visit many students' live streams, and you can talk there as well. Thank you very much, guys. You guys are awesome, amazing. Because of your love and support today, where I am, I've got more than 132,000 followers, which is really amazing. All right, guys, thank you very much. I will see you later. You take care.